And I'm so pleased to introduce Lessons from an Accidental Paddler.
So, I have the breathing thing down. It's the blank mind I'm worried about. This kayaking thing sort of came upon me as a whim, really. One of the things I do for a living is I help people live better. I help people lead better, and I help people to learn. And so part of that whole process has to do with just getting in touch with the scary places inside of us. So you all know that scary place inside of you, what it looks like. It usually looks dark, murky, and such. So one of the things that I love about this area is the water. It's also one of the things I'm afraid of. And so we're really blessed to have the Chesapeake here, but there's things under there. Swim around. I've been wanting a kayak ever since I moved here in '94, and I had all sorts of reasons as to why I couldn't go learn to kayak. But at the end of the day, okay, I give up. I was really scared. And I was scared of like these, the gelatinous creatures that are under there that sting. You know what I mean? I was afraid of being in a dark, murky place and not being able to breathe. And, if you've ever been out in Annapolis Harbor, I was afraid of the big boats that might run me over. And, there's a lot of big boats in Annapolis Harbor. So I decided, if I'm going to be with people in their scary places, I sort of need to take on my own scary places. And so I found this amazing instructor who's in the room here somewhere. The first time we were out there, we decided I was going to handle the underwater scare first. And, splash, in the water I go. And I came out and I was like, I'm going to die. And then he had me do it all over again. And this time he had me bang the hull twice and count to 3. That's 5 seconds underwater. Scary. And then he said to me when I came up, how did it feel to come out on your own terms? Well, I had gotten really, really calm in those 5 seconds that I was underwater. So my first lesson was, oh my God, you can breathe underwater. Big surprise. If I just sit in that really dark, murky place, and maybe I'm a little uncomfortable, but I can come out and actually come out powerfully instead of reactively. And that was a really big aha for me. So the other thing that Robert says all the time is slow is fast. Tai Chi. Slow is fast. And what happened is I would try to paddle and I'd try to do it right, and I wasn't really getting it. And so when I slowed down and I started to really enjoy it, I realized that there's a lot to this that if I just slow down and pay attention, like life, I could really engage it. So one day he took me out on the Chester River, and it was windy and wavy, and there were big waves, I think. And he said, no, they're not big waves. Well, they were to me. And I just, found myself resisting. And then finally, at one point, I thought, I need to let the kayak be the kayak. Because when I let the kayak be the kayak, then I would go in the direction that I needed to go, and I stopped fighting it. And the other thing I learned that day is, there's a lot of power and empowerment in riding the waves instead of fighting the waves. Gee, big surprise, right? So I'm trying to brace against the waves, and the waves are holding me up. And by the way, he says, yell, Yahoo! And I was like, yeah, Yahoo, Yahoo. Trying to do it. So that was a big lesson for me about riding the waves. Now, like many of you out there, I believe that I'm fairly competent at what I do, and I like to be seen as competent. And all of a sudden, I'm in beginner's mind. There's this thing I'm not competent in, and I'm starting to do. And so what I found out is perfect is the enemy of learning. Because the more perfect I tried to get it, the more I got in my own way. And so, revel in your ignorance, people. Because when you do, it becomes a lot more fun to learn. And guess what? You need to get out of your mind to do it. You need to sort of let go of all the stuff. So one day, to get out of my mind, Robert told me to go kayak with my eyes closed. And I wasn't going to hit anything, thank God. But something amazing happened. It was like all of a sudden I could really sense the kayak. I could feel the water. I could smell it. And it was like gratitude and appreciation for being able to be in that environment. And yeah, bliss happens. if you get rid of all the distractions and just concentrate on what's essential and true for you, you can get to that blissful place. So I've learned a lot of things, as you can see. And there's Robert in his kayak with his wife. And, slow is fast. Perfect's the enemy of learning. Let the kayak be the kayak. Yes, you can breathe underwater. Bliss happens. But here's the other thing I want to tell you. You've heard that saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Well, he's just the right teacher for me. And so I'm lucky to have that. So I want to thank Robert, wherever you are in the room. I can't see you. Where is he? There he is. Thank you so much. And, one of these days you're going to see me out there kayaking and going to my dark and murky places and trying to swim and find my own light. And really hope you find yours too. Thanks very much.